I think about arts in general. I think about music, I think about reading, I think about literature, I think about plays, in general, in any community. So that's what I think about when I think about arts.
I would say that it is artists connecting with the community. Whether it is the Tuscaloosa Symphony performing on stage for an audience, or community members gathering at Kentuck and with a hands-on activity, it's a chance for the artists and the community to interact together.
I agree with that. I think a lot of people, when they think community arts, they're actually thinking about public art. And that can be a part of it. Public art raises awareness of art, but I agree with Sandy that community arts is getting art, whatever the medium is, into the public eye and making it more accessible. I think a lot of people will pass by a gallery because they're uncomfortable. They really don't know how they're supposed to act or what the questions are, and it's just a lack of knowledge and lack of familiarity. And I think getting arts out into the community where just the passerby can become involved in it, makes them more comfortable, and it starts an interaction and awareness.
I think it's strong. I think it's very healthy. We have 3 theater groups here. You have the Actors Charitable Theater, you have Children's Theater, you have who else? Theater Tuscaloosa. And UA is in a completely, just another realm here for Tuscaloosa in terms of connecting people to the arts. That's one thing that I think makes Tuscaloosa a unique community to live in, because we have strong community arts, but we also have the University of Alabama that the community can interact by going to many, many free concerts at Moody Music Building. There are shows, theater shows on campus. There are art galleries on campus. There are ways for the community to connect with the university. And we also see that there's a real synergy within this community right now with the amphitheater being built, with the river market. We are getting ready to open next year the Cultural Arts Center here. And that is a direct result of a city council that values the arts and sees that it is vital to a community. So they were willing to put in money, $1.5 million to make that possible. So that, all of those things coming together, in the University of Alabama having a presence downtown through the art gallery and the Dinah Washington Cultural Arts Center, and also the Paul Jones Gallery, they have really reached out into the community also.
I think one thing that the Cultural Arts Center will do will provide space, and I'm going to speak primarily for visual artists because that's what I know, but even for musicians, it's going to provide a place for them to gather together and interact, where a lot of artists and musicians, if they're practicing, they're working at home and they're not getting that interaction, that ability to feed off of one another and spark ideas and creativity. And it will also be open to the public. Anyone can come in, and it's very visible in downtown Tuscaloosa, which has grown and revitalized itself, and it's going to give a home. Let's say for visual artists, they're working at home. A lot of them are coming around. They want a place to work, but to find a place that they can afford to rent to do their art. And I think once we have artists gathering in a space that's accessible to the public and right in the mainstream of what's going on in Tuscaloosa, will make the community as a whole more aware that, oh, wait, Tuscaloosa does have artists. They do have theater, they do have music, they do have dance, they have ballet. And I think a lot of people have in their mind one concept of what is art. They either think a painting is art, music is not. What music is art. Writing is art, commercials are art, so they're not thinking of TV as art, they're not thinking of a band coming to Tuscaloosa as art. They're not thinking of the decorative uniforms and sports memorabilia at the university as art, which, yes, Alabama has a great football team, but it has that visual presence because of artists, what they have designed. Artistic people create the image of the football team, and they create the image of the buildings. Architecture is art, and I think a lot of people's definition of what is art needs to be broadened and defined. It's not a lack of interest, they're just not thinking about it.
One of the things that we are working on for the next issue of Jubilation magazine is actually an article on the art of landscape design. And that, you know, the people that are in landscape and designing these beautiful spaces around Tuscaloosa, they're artists. And they primarily, many of them have an arts background. It just so happens that beautifying through plants happens to be their art, and a lot of people don't think of that. We did an article several years ago on the art of cooking and display for plates, the art, the colors that go into that. So it's broadening the idea of what is art. It's all around us. It is all around us, and making people appreciate that. I'm Sandy Wolf. I'm the Executive Director of the Arts and Humanities Council.
I'm Sharon Rudowski. I'm the Education Director, and basically my primary responsibility is to work with the schools and arts in the schools, and also schedule exhibits in our galleries.
One of the things that we do in the Center for the Book here on campus is sponsor the Letters About Literature contest. The Letters About Literature contest is in grade schools, grades 4 through 12. There's 3 levels. There's a winner in each division. The state has a winner, and they go on to national, and there is a national winner. The program is sponsored by the state affiliates, the Center for the Book, and Target. And the idea is for the students to write a letter, to first read a book, and then to write a letter to the author. And you're supposed to say how that book changed your life, or how the author influenced your life in some way. It's been very rewarding. I've talked to the teachers, and I've talked and met with the students that won. We've already had our award ceremony this year, and it's very moving to know how an author's book can touch their lives, and how you never know what experience that will lead to.
I think it's becoming more recognized. It's becoming more appreciated. The Cultural Arts Center is a prime example of that. A lot of people are excited about it. People ask me all the time, what's going to be in there, what's going on in there. Of course, I tell them everything I can think of a lot, and manage in that conversation to mention other arts organizations that will have offices in there, and which also opens up the opportunity to talk about the other, 50 or 40 or 50 art organizations that are a member of the Arts Council that we have publicized through our website and our magazine and everything that we can think of. So there are a lot. You wouldn't think that there would be 40 or 50 other arts organizations in Tuscaloosa County, and that's a lot.
Yeah, I think that surprises people that there are actually 50 different arts type organizations that are nonprofit that fall under the umbrella of the Arts Council. One of the things that I think the Cultural Arts Center will do is give the arts community a home and a place for the community to be able to come into and connect directly. It makes it easier for them to find. You know, right now the Tuscaloosa Children's Theater, they don't have an office, and we will get calls up here all the time. How do I reach Tuscaloosa Children's Theater? Is there a place that I can go and visit with someone from there? Well, now they're going to have that spot. It also gives the Tuscaloosa Symphony, the Arts Council, the dancers, all of these arts organizations visible signage out on, actually on Greensboro, which we don't have right now. So it'll make it easier for the community to come in and connect with the various organizations.
And that's not counting all the individual artists that are out there, or individual groups that are not nonprofit organizations in themselves. As artists are probably nonprofit. Starving artists is a true concept for a lot of people, but it's will be a place that everyone can be recognized and have a home and a contact place to be contacted.
To volunteer your time. Maybe you have an interest in plays, and maybe you don't want to be in a play, but maybe you can help volunteer by helping with publicity, or being a runner, or helping behind the scenes.
Attend events. All of the art organizations have access to our calendar. They can go to our website and see what any art organization is doing. We have groups with Friend on Facebook, and all the artists communicate, and they post to invite, this is what we're doing, come to this event, or just share their information. Basically, support them. If you're interested in children's theater, take your children to the theater. Willy Wonka's here this weekend. Go to the symphony, go to artist galleries. Just support the local artists. Just look around, show up, whether you buy anything or not. They're glad to have you there. In donations, you know, all the arts need funding, and any, support whoever it is that, whatever medium it is that you have an interest in. Do what you can to support them. Contact those that are cutting funding, and raise your voice and let them know that it is important to you. Because the squeaky wheel gets the grease, So whoever makes the most noise gets the money.
Our students here on campus is to read the local newspaper and see different opportunities. I know in the Sunday section in the Tuscaloosa News, they always have volunteer opportunities, and I think that's one way to get involved, is to volunteer, to offer your time, and to make contacts then, and one thing leads to another.